So I've seen a ton of tier lists on who is the best hero, who is the worst hero, and it's usually from high rank players who, granted, probably have pretty good insight, but a lot of it is just how they feel or their particular experience against certain champs. So I wanted to know what the true data has to say. So I looked it up and I just wanted to share it with you all. Now, we're only going to be looking at PC and probably mostly just competitive, but I will give you a general overview of lower ranks, higher ranks, all ranks combined, just so you can get a good feel for it. I'm not going to give you the perspective of a top 500 player only, because that's not going to be most of you all, I hate to say. All right, starting with Duelist. Is anybody surprised that Black Widow is the lowest? Oh, wait, this is quick play. Sorry. Let's see if it changes. Would you look at that? Sure didn't. The only thing that changed, I don't know how Punisher has such a low win rate on quick play. Anyways, doesn't matter. So that pick rate is crazy low, and it's for a reason. Unless you are cheating or Shroud, not worth playing. Unless you are a god tier gamer, really not worth playing, and even then, there's better options. Just pick Hela or Hawkeye. Pick Namor, anybody else. Squirrel Girl, however, being this low is kind of surprising. I would have expected her to be a general like 50-50 split, just because you can kind of just turn your brain off and get some kind of value from it. Let's see what the top of all Duelist ranks are. Would you look at that? Hela, even after the nerf. Not surprised. If you have not played as Hela or against a good Hela since the nerf, it feels very minimal. If you're hitting headshots, if you know how to position, if you can actually get out of danger, let's be real. You're going to carry the game, or you're going to have a bad time going against it. That's just, it is what it is. I mean, look at the pick rate. Very, very high. I think arguably the highest pick rate. Now, it says Storm has the lowest pick rate, but this was updated on the 6th. So I'm guessing that that has changed, because I've been seeing Storm utilized a lot more. Let's be real. She's pretty decent in the right hands, and her ult, so strong. So strong. If we move on and we go to just low rank, Moon Knight is the highest pick. Makes sense. Win rate, I am extremely surprised that in Bronze, Magic, Black Panther, and Psylocke are as high as they are. Now, could that be people playing on alts or people who get good at the game before playing ranked? Sure, absolutely. But I have made a secondary account to play with my friends and try and, you know, just not throw my main account. And the insta-lock Magics and Black Panthers that I have in anything under gold are 80% of the time terrible. So very impressive win rate. Not what I would have guessed. But would you look at that? Hela, top. Not surprising. Now, if we go all the way to Grandmaster and above, things shift a little bit on the win rate. Now, here's where I am very surprised. Now, I wonder if in the last like week and a half this has changed, but Magic, I believe, is still very high rank. Iron Fist, that's insane to me. Grandmaster and above, I'm very surprised Iron Fist is this high. Maybe it's because his pick rate is extremely low, so the people who do pick him are just cracked. Because against the right team comp or people that are coordinated, he falls off and is, I would argue, less effective than Magic, who can at least get in and out easier. Iron Man, not surprising. The whole Hulk Iron Man team up thing, it's busted. I would say it needs a slight tweak, but in high ranks, you ban one or both of them, and it doesn't matter. So I get it. Black Panther makes sense. Cracked. Let's switch it here. Let's look at strategist. So I'm just gonna call it support. The support, in all of competitive, Mantis is the highest win rate and the third highest pick rate, which not surprising. I wasn't the biggest fan of Mantis at first. I thought she was fun, but I just wasn't utilizing her well. She's amazing. I think she's probably my second favorite support behind Invisible Woman. Now, if we look at the lowest win rate across all of them, it is Jeff, which I'm not that surprised by. If you play him poorly, he's just not great. Now, I've seen some Jeffs who are absolute demons who just run lobbies, crank healing, have their ult twice every round, just throw half the team off the map. So I think there's value there. I don't think that this is a Black Widow type where you have to just be God tier to make them work. I think Jeff is still very viable. If we bump up to Grandmaster and above, the lowest win rate is actually Cloak and Dagger. Jeff is close behind, but Cloak and Dagger being the lowest, mildly surprising. I think this was before they got their slight buff, though, so whenever they update this info, I will be sure to make a new one of these because I believe they have to be above that now. Highest win rate when you jump to Grandmaster and above being Adam Warlock. Not terribly surprising. I don't think he gets banned all that often. He's got a mass res if you know what you're doing. His damage output is good. His healing is pretty decent still. I'm not surprised. Mantis being right there with him, also not surprised. The only one that does catch me off guard being above 50% is Rocket, because the number of times I have heard people like Flats and other top whatever 0.1% players bitch and moan about Rocket. Like, if you've watched Tim or seen any clips on TikTok of Tim the Tatman, he hates when people play Rocket.
Do I have to start do I need to get paint out so you understand how we lose with this Rocket? Do I need to get I will get a degree in Marvel Rivals so you can understand why we cannot physically win this game with this Rocket.
Why out of all the supports you play
85
Rocket?
hours on one character, bro. And it's the Rocket. That should be bannable. I'm not even kidding. I mean, hell, even Jeff's ultimate can assist the team and save them. Hey team, enjoy the amplifier. And then the team goes like this. The other team just walks away. At least Jeff swallows me up and saves me. This little raccoon, all he does is put an amplifier down, and then the other team, everyone just walks away from it. That's all that happens. At least he's got his resurrect ability. Yeah, that was sick, dude. I got rezzed into the storm ult for a second time. That was great. Cool. Good. When you get up to this elo, you are costing SR. Period. He has the most heals. Are you guys trying to full tilt me here? Do you guys not understand that doesn't matter? That doesn't matter that he has the most heals. Do you know why? Because when Bucky is going again, it doesn't matter if he's healing me because I'm dead.
And I get it. His ult is kind of ass. It's okay. But he does have a res. He's hard to kill. He cranks healing. So if you're just looking for a heal bot on your team, that's the pick. I agree he can't counter ult like a Luna or a Mantis, but I don't mind having him in my game most of the time. Now, when we move to Vanguard, this one's kind of interesting. So Penny Parker stays top for bronze, for silver, for gold. Plat barely behind. Diamond starts to drop a little more, and this is where Hulk really starts to shine, is Diamond and Grandmaster. Now, the reason, I'm sure you can guess, was that team-up ability. Him and Iron Man, especially when people first discovered how strong this was, they were just running shit the entire time. Even in plat diamond lobbies, they melt people. And once you get to diamond and above, if there's targeted bans where people are banning Hela, Hawkeye, Punisher, any kind of hit scan-esque champ, good luck, because Iron Man is going to fly behind you, empower his little chest beam, and melt your supports before they knew it hit them. Now, if we go to lowest win rate, Venom, 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 and Venom, which explains why in the latest patch he got a buff, because holy hell, he was fun, but not effective. Now, it does surprise me that Doc Strange is pretty low on the win rate, and low because he's, especially at this point, was very oppressive. Now, once you get to Plat, Diamond, Grandmaster, that's where Captain America heavily fell off to. Now, even in Bronze, like, he's not amazing, but way better. When you get to higher ranks, Cap was rough. Cap was rough because, yet again, same thing with like Iron Fist, any kind of coordination, and he gets shut down pretty hard. His ult is still pretty solid, but nah. I'm glad that they're trying to balance things because they gave Cap a slight buff. They gave Venom a okay buff. I personally would like them to add another couple of tanks because people seem to not want to play that role. And it would be really great if they had some new additions, like how they added Invisible Woman. I'm sure they're going to add some more supports soon. But that seemed to alleviate the no one wanting to play support issue. But tank, it's rare until you get to like Plat or above that you are going to consistently get 2 people on your team willing to play tank. And it's because, to be honest, if your team around you isn't great, playing tank is terrible. It's terrible. So I think once they add a few more fun, balanced, or broken tanks, that should be fixed. But really, I just wanted to look at all of this and just kind of nitpick it a little bit. And whenever they update this, I'm going to do a updated version of this because I'm sure this has changed a good bit in the last 2 weeks.